This is just an easy way of making a few bucks. I have a small S10, Chevy S10, little truck, old truck. But I have the capability of hauling a little bit of stuff with me. So every once in a while I gather up metal, whether it's, you know, scrap some old shelving or whatever from work, or something I might have. I'll gather that up, start a little pile of it in the yard, then in my driveway, and then once I get a good enough sized pile and remember to do it, I'll load it up into the truck. Sometimes I take a couple trips in and take it to the recycler. Depending on steel prices, you can make a couple of bucks doing it. You're probably not gonna get rich unless you really spend a lot of time doing this. But I don't plan on spending a lot of time. It's just a way to make a couple of bucks here and there, and this will help fund my trip to Prepper Stock in Alabama next weekend. So I got a small load. Well, the truck's full. I couldn't get much more in it right now, but it's not a lot of weight, so I don't expect to get a whole lot of money for it. I will ask them though while I'm there about hot water heater and a small lawn tractor that my parents have that need to get rid of. I've never recycled those, so we'll take those in. We'll ask them about it and then try to take those in next in the second haul. It may end up being, depending on steel price, it might be more work than it's worth. For the most part, like I said, I just, you know, people will give me piles of metal, old fence, old shelves, old metal tables, stuff like that, and I will, you know, take those in, and it's fairly little work other than loading up the truck, bringing it home, unloading it, and then loading it back up before I take it in. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you out if you've never, you know, recycled steel before. Basically, when you're pulling in, you pull up onto the scale at this one anyway, and then before you pull up on the scale, you wait for an okay from the lady inside. You okay? Okay. Alright, so I got an okay. Pull up onto the scale and then you stop. They weigh you. You go unload and then they weigh you again. You're just waiting, got the okay, and then pull off the scale slowly. Take it around back to the pile and you unload. You just be careful coming back through here because there's a lot of trucks, and you find out where they want you to unload at. Okay, I don't see anybody around, so I'll just pull back near a pile and unload my stuff there. This is good as any here. So I'm done here. I go finish unloading, I go back to the scale, make sure there's nobody on it or pulling onto it, and same thing, I wait for the lady's okay to pull on, then I pull on and wait for okay to pull off. that's it. Okay, I don't know if you can tell how much stuff I had. It's hard to tell by weight. I have the paper here. I just got paid for the stuff that I brought in. I'm just trying to figure out here. I have listed under sheet iron, so it's basically just scrap. Okay, net weight was 220 pounds, and I assume quantity was 10 cents a pound ish, and the total comes out to $28.18. If you can read that there. So like I said, not a lot of money, but you know, a couple bucks here and there. I have another load to do. Should weigh a little bit more, just based on what it is. So I should get a couple more bucks out of it. So we're probably looking under $100 today. But you know, that's still money I didn't have before. As long as I don't break my truck in one of these giant potholes pulling out here, then we should be all right. But I live fairly close, probably just a couple of miles away from the recycling place, so it's not too bad. I'm not wasting a whole lot of money on fuel to get here. Plus, this is a 4-cylinder S10, so it's pretty good on fuel. And time you factor in the time you spend doing it, that's the way why I do it the way I do, by just collecting a little bit here and there. When you know somebody has something to get rid of, I'll pile it up. Once I have a full load, I'll bring it in. And you know, I could have crushed down the metal we had just to make more space, but I didn't do that because you know it's just extra work. You know, I know about how much I'm gonna get paid for this. Also, you can do the same thing, same place. It's the other side of the train tracks here, but you can take in brass, aluminum, different types of metals, which I do have a little bit. I don't know if it's really worth much. I haven't been checking the markets on any websites for, you know, what the costs are, you know, what the costs of steel are, what the costs of aluminum are. So if you do that and then, you know, schedule your load to be, you know, dropped off on days where it's, you know, the costs are higher, then you know you're gonna make more money. I just do it out of convenience for myself, you know. I haven't put that much thought into it because, you know, I just don't want to put that much time into it. I'm not making a full-time job out of it, so it's just a couple extra bucks here and there. Whether it's, you know, now I have $28 I could spend on, you know, drinks and some chicken wings tonight, or, you know, use it for, you know, that's anymore that's not even a tank of gas in this thing, but you know, it helps. A couple bucks help. I'm not a millionaire by any means. This time I have a considerable bit more weight. I have a old lawn tractor there and a hot water heater that's empty. All they told me was to make sure it didn't have any water in it. So I got those two things going. That's it. Should have videotaped us putting it on because that mower wasn't too light. But we'll see what we can get for this. All right, real quick, we did a second load, and that was the lawnmower and the hot water tank. And let's see here, our net weight was 380 pounds. I don't know if you can see that in there somewhere. And we made $48.68. So total today we're looking at $40, $50, $60, $70, which wasn't too bad. I would have made more, but I actually came home with a chunk of railroad rail, something I can use as an anvil. Later in the season, I'm thinking about building a forge, a little brake drum forge, just to mess around with. So I needed something to beat on, like an anvil. I didn't see any laying around. I didn't want to hunt through their stuff, but I guess they said, you know, if you see anything you want to take, just take it, and it just subtracts, you know, the weight you dumped off. You know, they weigh you dump off the weight, you're putting more weight back on, so you're not going to make as much money, but you're getting something that you might want out of it. So I tossed a chunk, it's probably about 2.5 foot long chunk of railroad steel. So I got that. If I wouldn't have grabbed that, it would have been probably a couple bucks more because it was pretty heavy. But that's all. Not too bad. My nephew helped me put the lawnmower on because it was real heavy. I couldn't have done it without him, so thanks to him. And that cost me $10. So, so you know, it varies. If you have somebody helping you, you might want to pay them. But that's all. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped anybody out that might be interested in doing something like that. Thanks for watching.